Hi guys, so today I'm here with Win. He's looking cute as ever. And I wanted to do this tag by Edward Insane called the Most BJD Tag. So I thought all the questions are really fun. So I'm gonna do it with Win, and he's dressed like a boy again because I thought it's cold. It was cold last week, and I was like, maybe he needs a sweater. And I put him in a sweater, and now it's really hot again. And I hate it. I hate summer. Who is or has been the most difficult / frustrating? And that's definitely Knox. I'm sure that you've seen in some of my other videos where I talked about like all the things that ever went wrong with him. I bought him a new body and it doesn't match his head at all. His joint is a piece of crap. His face up actually chipped, like his default face up, which was a pretty nice face up. It's fine because he needs a body blushing and a color matching anyway, but that was kind of sad. And then now I just don't really know like what I want him to look like or what I want the his appearance to be. I have a general idea, but I've definitely had the most like tears with that doll. So yeah, it's Knox. Who do you think of the most? In terms of like the doll, it's definitely gonna be him. Out of all my dolls, he's the one that I shop for the most. He's the one that I'm always buying things. There's literally dolls in my collection that don't have a face up and are naked in a box. But Win has like 7 outfits, and so I definitely think about Win a lot. In terms of their story, it's Dorian. I'm always thinking about like what I can do in terms of the plot, because there's no really like definitive overarching plot in a story right now. It's just like a mismatch of random stuff that happens. So I do think about him a lot. So yeah, it's a tie between them. Who is the most likely to be reshelled? This one is kind of weird for me. And the reason is because unlike most people in the doll hobby, I don't buy dolls to fill existing characters that I've made. I do think there's a lot of people that are like, oh, this is my OC that I made in high school, and I've been working on him for this X amount of years, and I want to buy a doll to fill this character. And so I feel like that is like what happens a lot with reshelling, but for me it's like the opposite. It's like I buy a doll and then that doll becomes a character. It's very much true for pretty much every doll that I have. I mean, I have a couple of dolls that I do intend to get in the future for characters that I do have, but so far I've literally never done that. So I can't really answer this because like that doll, the doll is that character for me, if that makes any sense. So there would never be a time where I'd be like, oh, like Win isn't Win anymore. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really answer that. Who is the most time consuming? Probably Win again, just because I had like a big ordeal with getting everything. Like it started off with his body. I don't think I've ever told you, but like the seller almost didn't sell me the body because she had a listing and she was selling a full Delph, and I messaged her, can I have only the body, because she said she accepted splits, and she said yes. She was like, yeah, that's perfect. So I messaged her back saying, okay, I'll send you money tomorrow after work. She replies back, no problem. Then the next day I get a message from her saying like, oh, I'm selling the doll to someone else because you never sent me money. And I was like, I said today after work. What? Like, what? Why? What's the issue? And she replies back like, I really wish I still had that message because it was so stupid. But I cleared out my inbox from when Den of Angels did like the transfer over to the new forum format. But it was something like, oh, like, I misunderstood. I thought that you didn't want it anymore and that you were saying you didn't have money. And I was like, I didn't say that at all. None of that. I told you today after work. And she was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry, but still, I'm telling it to someone else. I was like, well, that's totally not fair, and I'm gonna go leave you bad feedback because you agreed to sell it to me. And she was like, oh, okay, no, never mind, I'm sorry, like, have it, you can have the body. So I bullied her, and I got the body. And then his head, like I've said before, took a year to find a Chiwu head in a good condition. Even his wig was like, it took so long because there was this licked wig, and he was like, that's my wig, nothing else will do. It was sold out on licked. I found it on the Taobao licked store, and then I ordered through Taobao. Then when everything was shipping, the shopping service was like, oh, this item is not in stock. And I was like, that's the only one I even wanted. So then I had to do another Taobao order. So definitely, like, he took the longest to come to me. He's good now though, but he was definitely the most time consuming. Who is the most expensive? This one's also kind of weird because it's like, I was thinking before, I was like, okay, it's probably Dorian because he was the full set. He was like $500, but now that I really think about it, like back when I bought him, the exchange rate between US and Canadian was exactly the same. But in the past 2 years, it's been really, really shit, which I'm sure that you've heard about if you know anyone from Canada, which I'm sure that you do because there's lots of YouTube people. So the exchange rate is really bad. So now I think it's probably the Withdraw Elf Aegon that I always complain about. Just because, like, with the exchange rate and shipping and the full set, I think it was like $700 Canadian for me, which is a lot. You might be thinking, oh no, it's the same price because Canadian's just lower. Yeah, but it still takes me the same amount of time to make $10 as it takes you to make $10. So it's more expensive. But yeah. So anyway, next question. Who's the most laid back? Fior is probably the most laid back. I think out of all my characters, he's like the most accepting. He's kind of like cool with everything. He's like, yeah, man. Like, he's bi, so he doesn't like care what's in your pants. Doesn't really care what you look like. Just kind of cares if you're a nice person. He dresses really weird. He's generally a weird dude. So Fior, I think Fior is definitely the most laid back character. Who owns the most stuff? Him. Like I said, he has 7 outfits right now, and he has 1 coming in the mail. I don't know why I spoil him. It's because he's just so cute. I can't help it. He's so sweet. So adorable. I love him. Who would you / do you miss the most? God, this is so boring. It's always going to be either Dorian or Win. Because, like, they're the ones that I care most about, I think. I think it's Win. I think I miss him the most, just because I have spent so much, like, time and effort and money into making him who I wanted him to be, that, like, if I ever had to sell this doll, I would cry. I would be so upset. I just would know what to do. I could never get rid of him. I literally feel like I would sell everything before I would sell Win and Dorian. Then, yeah. Both of them I would miss, but I think I'd miss him a little bit more. Just a little bit. Who has had the most incarnations? Again, like, I've never reshelled a doll, so I don't know. Like, I mean, Nox went through a character change, so does that count? Like, the character that I made for him back when I first got him is not the same as the one that he is now, so I guess Nox would be the one. I don't know if that counts. I'm sorry if it doesn't. Who is the most complete? Dorian. Dorian's the most complete. He has a face of, he has an outfit, he has a lot of outfits. He has shoes, he has a wig, he has a lot of stuff. The only thing that he really needs right now is, I would like to redo his body blushing, but I'm stressed about that because I need new paints and I need new pastels because my paints dried up and my pastels were never very good to begin with. So if I ever redo his body blushing, I want to get new art supplies. I would say Fior or Win, except for that they don't have shoes. Funny enough, they have so much stuff, but they don't have shoes. And the last question is, who is the most like you? It's Fior. It's definitely Fior. He's weird. Like, I don't want to say that he comes off as stupid. I don't want to say that I do, but, like, kind of. Like, I'm just really silly, and I want to make people laugh, and I don't really care if people like me or not. It's kind of like how he is. I think he dresses kind of weird. I think he has crazy hair like me. I think he's just a cool dude, and I'm a cool gal. So, Fior. I think Fior is definitely the most like me. Win is pretty shy, and he's very, like, reserved, and that's totally not like me at all. And Dorian is very, like, stoic, and, like, thinking, and calm and sort of depressed, and I can be like that sometimes, but I think I'm more like I imagine you to be. So anyway, that's all the questions. That was really fun. Thank you, Edward Insane. I guess I should tag some people, although I feel like tagging people by name is so yesterday. Because I think that when you tag people by name, it's like, it's kind of non-inclusive. There's always those people that you forget about, and those people that you don't really know, and then it's sad that everyone gets tagged by name, but then there's some people that don't. So I tag everyone. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!